The Rural Agricultural Development Authority, RADA, is a statutory body under the Ministry of Agriculture and Lands. RADA was established under the Rural Agricultural Development Authority Act of 1990, replacing the Land Authorities Act, and began its operation on August 1, 1990. It is Jamaica's chief agricultural extension and rural development agency. Welcome to Season 6 of Agriviews, as we continue to explore the processes and procedures and share with you the information required to keep agriculture growing in Jamaica. This week, Agriviews highlights the recently held RADA Open Day. The RADA Manchester Parish Open Day is a showcase of agriculture at its finest on the local level. It was recently held at the Brooks Park in Mandeville. It provides the opportunity to gain a glimpse into the farmers' interactivity with RADA and agricultural stakeholders. The Open Day highlights the services of RADA to include livestock, crop care and nutrition, home economics and social services, marketing and post-harvesting, land husbandry management, among others. Peter Thompson, Chief Executive Officer of the entity, tells us more.
This event, it's to showcase what RADA is doing in the field and to bring stakeholders and farmers together, as we have been doing for the last 15 years in agriculture in the parishes right across Jamaica. And I think it is very good that at some point in time you bring all the stakeholders and farmers together so that they can understand and appreciate the things that we are doing out in the field in terms of agriculture production. At this event we have our stakeholders who are also showcasing some of the things that they are introducing to the farmers to improve on their technologies and also to facilitate learning, and also by creating a type of environment where farmers can better able to understand what is happening in light of climate change that are taking place globally. One of the things that we would love to see is growth taking place in agriculture. And one of the ways that this can be done is to bring all the players in the business together. And this event certainly takes farmers from all across the parish and neighboring parishes. And of course there are things to see and to build on the things that you would have been doing out there. We have seen technologies being highlighted in greenhouse. We have seen implements being displayed, tractor operations, new method of preparing land. And of course we have some national crops that we are looking at, specifically Irish potato and onions. And of course other crops that have come on board, like your sweet potato, your cassava and all of these things. We want to see how we can broaden our scope to engage more players in agriculture, and we will be targeting schools as one of the markets to take off a lot of these produce that we are doing. We're looking at the diaspora in UK, Canada and the US, and of course regionally we have a free market trading arrangement among the CARICOM countries which we are not tapping into. And as the Minister always alluded to, that we need to broaden our scope to improve on production and productivity. Anytime that agriculture grows, the economy grows, and there is no need to look elsewhere for growth other than in agriculture, because the tourists need food, the nation need food, and of course all the stakeholders who are in the business need food. So they will provide the input, we provide the technical services, and of course you will get the growth that we need. We also want to look at value-added agriculture. For many years we have been focusing on primary production, but we need to take it a step. When you look at OTT apple, for example, mangoes, you enjoy them while they bear and whatever. Outside of the regular season, what happens? There's nothing. No canned mangoes, no puree and all the different byproducts of mangoes. So we need to get involved in value-added agriculture, and the best way to do it is to step up production in the field so that whatever the market cannot absorb, the rest is channeled into agro-processing. Mandeville has been hosting this event for at least 5 years, and it is growing. What we need to do is to have a structured approach as to how we address shows, agricultural shows, and the planning begins shortly after this. So there should be a post-mortem where, you know, the discussions would have highlighted some of the shortfalls and also some of the issues that would have caused the show not to be the success that you would like it to be. So the planning phase should be very much alive shortly after the show. And we have been doing this for many years across the other parishes, and there are lessons to be learned. And you have parish managers here today from other parishes who are learning and trying not to make the mistake that they should have been, you know, accustomed to making going forward. Many of the activities surrounds displays of what small groups out there are doing. And I mention small groups because you can look at the booths there, you'll see the varying products being displayed. One of the challenges that we suffer from is commercialization. We need to take the products from a cottage industry and expand the market. How do we do that? We have to have a sustainable raw material base. And that's why I'm saying that we need to broaden our scope, the production scope, so that we can have ample supply of raw material to support an industry. When you look at honey, for example, the Jamaican honey is probably the best in the world. But how much can we produce? How much can we really find out there? There's a big market for it. So we need to get more people involved, and we need to put more investment in agriculture. And the banks and the financial institutions, they need to come on board. Just as how you can go to the banks and get a motor vehicle loan within a day, you should be able to do that for agriculture. Because of course the motor vehicle will add no value, it will depreciate. But agriculture will continue. As long as you put in the relevant inputs, it will continue to grow from strength to strength.
In addition, Synergies are also created with the diverse organizations through exhibits from Nutrimix, H&L Agro, Newport First and Jamaica Limited, Agrichem Plant Limited, among others, to gain insights into new product offerings and new techniques to be employed. The RADA Open Days that occurs annually in most parishes are steadily growing in nature to become an integral means of updating farmers and agricultural interests on the latest happenings and the promotion of agricultural development in the parish. Agriculture Minister, the Honorable Audley Shaw, was the guest speaker of the recently held RADA Open Day event, outlining a number of systems to be implemented by the ministry for added efficiency for farmers in the sector. He spoke also to the event held by RADA and its effect on farmers in the sector.
I think these events that are being put on by RADA are very important because it's an opportunity to encourage our farmers and to also put on display to our citizens what we are doing, what our farmers are doing, and what our local processors are also doing, because part of all of this is about the whole vertical integration from what you grow to what you can process and to distribute to your various markets. So I think it's a good idea. Again, it's important that we take time out to really say to our farmers that we appreciate the work that they do, right? And that what we have to do now as a government is to work with them. We have to lift our levels of productivity, right? Productivity is important. Efficiency in production, where you can get more yield, for instance, per acre of land. And there are a number of things we're going to have to work on more. One of them I should have stressed in my speech, which I'll do now. Small irrigation systems. The government is going to find a way to assist farmers with small portable irrigation systems. For instance, Isratec, that is just down at Kendall from here. Isratec is selling systems that can irrigate a quarter of an acre at a time. So let's say a small farmer has an acre that he's covering. You can move it from 1/4 acre to the next, and you have a tank, an overhead tank. You have the drip irrigation line. It requires no pump. They don't need any energy cost, and it is gravity fed into the field to irrigate it. I want to find a way to get more of those systems into the hands of our small farmers. And that's a project I'm working on. Unlike flatlands, where we have the National Irrigation Commission assisting with that, typical small farmers in hillside agriculture, like Manchester, they don't benefit from that. So that's why we have to develop these small, portable irrigation systems that can work on small areas, 1/4 acre, 1/2 acre, that sort of thing. But the good news is that Isratec is already building out that technology. What we have to find a way now to assist our farmers to acquire it. Now, I think a simple system for a 1/4 acre could be as low as $300 US. But that's just for the drip line. Now we need to get a water tank now. With the water tank, your drip line, you're probably looking at a total of about maybe $500 US, $500 to $600 US. Can put in a nice simple system that can sharply increase the small farmer's productivity on his small flat land. So you don't have to be waiting on rain. If no rain comes, he has his system, right? If there's too much drought, you have your system. And that initiative alone will significantly improve the output. My message to them, is that what we want to do is to work with them in a systematic way. My job as minister is to make sure that there are markets. We have to have local markets. We have to have the market at the hotel. We have to have regional markets. And we have to have external country markets, external markets. And the farmers can't do that. The government has to do that. And we have to do it in a systematic way. In fact, the government has to do it in conjunction with the private sector, because it's the private sector who are going to drive that process. The gentleman I mentioned in Williams Field, that's a private sector guy. Mr. Richard Lake has taken over the compound of National Meat in St. Anne. And he's planning to set up a similar logistics center there in St. Anne to do the same thing. He wants to set up cold storage facilities to store the things and then sell it to the hotels on a timely basis, right? Then you have other companies like CPJ and Rainforest, who have been doing mostly importation of stuff. They have now decided they're going to work with me and my ministry to start processing stuff as well and to start storing in refrigeration to sell to the market. So the more private sector people come on board, is the more we can accommodate increased production by our farmers. That's the plan.
A number of farmers who attended the RADA Open Day event had positive feedback on the activities. Courtney Baker and Chrisanna Campbell are both farmers from the parish who told us of practices used on their farm, along with their thoughts of the event.
My name is Courtney Baker. I'm a farmer from northeast Manchester, Country Evans, Walderston. Now on my farm is cows and goats and pig. The first thing you do in the morning, try to see that they are all right and give them their first meal. And you don't want them to get droopy, so you buy special tablet for them and inject them even every 3 months. That they keep healthy, and remember the water is important. Yeah, and you try to give them fresh grass very often. I produce Irish potato, sweet potato, cabbage, yam, dasheen, bungo, tomato. all the crops you can think of that grow in Jamaica. I maintain it with manure from the animals, and I water it when I don't have irrigation, so I depend on the rainfall. So I try to take care of it by watering some when the time is dry. But give thanks to the above, we get rain very often. The fertilizer for the yams, the sweet potato, and so, like the potato now, we have the starter and the finisher. That is some fertilizer. When you're molding, when you're planting, you use the starter. When you're molding, you use the finisher, and it gives you a good result. Yeah, and the spraying now, you buy your Pegasus, your Cure, your Dietine, and all of those stuff that you know, and rotate them. Like every week you do a different type of spraying on your crops, especially the Irish potato. And you even spray the sweet potato to keep away the bugs and that no worm don't go down in the soil to eat them. But you know, the housewife don't want nothing penke at all. Planting is important to me because Monday morning I don't have no one to tell me that you can't work when I come to work. So I stick to it, and I encourage other farmers, even if you're working out there, try a little farm for yourself. Today's event was such a wonderful day. I learned so much. I see people that I only heard of. When picking up people to bring here, I know some different districts in my parish. Put out your best. Try to buy what you're going to need to spray and so. Try have them before planting, because the time when you need them, you might not have them. And the crop have to be taken care of like a young baby.
My name is Christian Campbell. Currently now I have Irish potatoes on the farm. First and foremost, you know that there are a lot of insects, worms, heat from the sun that will get on the Irish that will cause it to blurt and all of that. So I have to ensure that I visit the farm regular to ensure that everything is going on well and okay there. It's not hard, it's very easy. If you do not like farming and if you don't like agriculture, it don't make any sense. You have to put your mind to it. So me now, I put my mind to my Irish potatoes. I ensure that they're doing well because they're my income. So I have to ensure that everything is okay. I have to check the farm, ensure that there are no insects, no fungus, nor anything on the Irish potatoes. I have to ensure that they're okay right up until I am going to reap. For insects, insecticide, I would use there are a lot of chemicals. I use Redamil, I use Amistar. There is this other insecticide that I got from RADA. Can't remember the name of it. Oh, I can't remember the name of the insecticide from RADA because what I do, they sponsored me. So what I do, I part of it. Like I have a part where I use RADA chemicals and I have a section where I use my chemicals. So what I'm doing is testing it to see which one of the chemicals would work better. If it's the one that I'm using or if it's the one that RADA is using. Agriculture is very important to me because the income, learning experience, you get to learn a lot of things that you don't know so that you can teach others who don't know it. It is just a great experience for me. I've learned a lot and I am continuing and I hope I will do very well in the coming year. So I feel very good about today's event. It's a great opportunity for me. It helps to broaden my knowledge so I can learn some more stuff about agriculture that I don't know. So the message that I have to other farmers that are watching is that you guys should just keep it up, try harder, have confidence in what you're doing, and everything will work out okay for you.